guys, I'm back with my WIP parade, my 2018 in review, and my 2019 plans. I've recorded this once. It was so disjointed. Not saying this one's not going to be disjointed. I ended up going to my brother's for a little while, so I deleted that one because it was all messed up. I'm back now. My kid's in bed. My sister is on her way over. Yeah, we're a night owl family. It's like 1 o'clock. It's just us. But anyway, I have my trusty journal. I have notes, and I have my questions from Jessie Marie's. It's her number 95 video, where she's got, number 96 video, where she has all of the questions listed. She and Sammy J did a video together doing her year in review and their year in review together recently, but they didn't list the questions. This video does list the questions. There are so many that I'm not going to list the questions. However, I will link to her video where she's got the questions listed out if you are interested in doing it yourself. So, anyway, like I said, this is going to be a one where I tell you my year in review using my journal. That's one of my New Year's resolutions, is to do better with this journal. This is a journal that I made. I didn't make the journal, but I fill it out myself. I've got like my starts and finishes and stuff in it. And I make out a monthly calendar for each month and try to keep up with what I've worked on and what I'm going to work on. I'm not very good with that. That's one of my goals, is to be better with my stitch journal. As of now, this is the one I'm going to use. I have another one I could use. And then I'm going to watch Sammy J's journal video, and I'm going to try not to be enabled by her, and I'm going to try to stick to just this journal because I really want to fill it up all the way. Part of my issue is that I would make this each month, and then I would get behind, and then I think tonight, I may not even stitch tonight. I may sit down with my sister, we may journal, and I may go ahead and make out each month of 2019. That way I'm ready to go. And that way they're all the same. So anyway, wow, that was a whole squirrel. Let's jump into the year in review. So, the first are tag questions, where you're supposed to list your favorite and your least favorite. The first one is WIP. My favorite WIP would be Spangled, and my least favorite would probably be Merry Christmas. And I don't know why I mentioned that in the last video. It's either that one or the Old Mill. The Old Mill is so intricate. Like, there's a lot of color changes and that kind of stuff, so I don't get a lot of progress when I work on it. And Merry Christmas, I don't know. Like, once I pick it up and I'm working on it, it's fine. It's just not one that I'm like, ooh, I want to work on that one. Once I'm working on it, it's great. Spangled is one that every time I spin it, I'm like, yes, I want to work on Spangled. My favorite finish this year, it's one of two. It's either a piece for a quilt that I did for another stitcher that she just recently received, and if she wants to share that, she can, but I stitched a small piece for the quilt, and the meaning behind that, I enjoyed that, or either my niece's finish, and again, it was a gift. I enjoy gifting my stitching, so they both seem to receive their gifts well, and it meant a lot to me to be able to give that to them. FFO, probably my niece's. Again, that's one of my favorite fully finished pieces. My favorite new start is Spangled. My favorite tool, I don't have a new favorite tool this year. I don't know, anything that I use to stitch, like my frame, my pattern, I don't know. That's kind of hard. I guess my needle, because I have to have my needle to stitch. Technique, loop method, I have to have the loop method. Material, I'm a linen girl. Linen, and I'm really enjoying this year trying the 36 count. I'm really impressed with the 36 count. Pattern release of 2017 or 18. Mirabilia did a dragonfly that was a freebie. It's one of my top 9 on my Instagram. But I guess that one is a really pretty dragonfly. Spangled. It's beautiful. How many WIPs at the start of the year? Okay, this is where it gets a little hairy because I'm depending on my faulty journaling. So we'll go with it and see. The beginning of 2018, I had Tree of Hope, which is still going. Christmas Eve, which is still going. Starry Night, which is still going. Pumpkin Swirl, which is still going. The Water Wheel, which is still going. Grave Digger, which became a UFO. My Shadowland Mandala, still going. My Connie G Sal, that's still going, but it was a 2-year sal, so I have an excuse for that one. New Beginnings, which is still going. Love the Stitch, which is a finish. Fantasia, still going. Christmas Advent, still going. Are we seeing a pattern here? Daisy and Vase, still going. And Be Thankful, still going. So I UFO'd one of my WIPs from the beginning of 2018 and finished one of my WIPs from 2018. But I still had like, I think 11 finishes. How many WIPs at the end of the year? That gets a little hairy. So according to my roulette board, I have 20 that I spin. And then I have my Connie G Sal that's not on the Wheel of WIP because I work on that one. That's my to-go project. And then I've got my Summer Jubilee that I only work on with her. And then I have my Anne that I only work on with her. So that would make 23. However, when I did this video earlier, I either lost count or I'm missing a WIP because I could only come up with 22. We'll see. Finishes during the year. I think I had 11 because I finished the quilt, Eleanor Rigby, Olivia and Elena's ornaments, ornament for myself, an ornament for exchange, Lori's Fox, Connor's Star Wars, my Stiach Along, Brandon's Blue Gymnast. Ooh, that's 10. I feel like I had one more. Oh, and Love to Stitch. So yeah, I had 11 finishes this year. Which then goes to how many starts during the year. I had the quilt piece, Anne of Green Gables, Lady of the Flag, Dragonfly Fairy, Eleanor Rigby, which I finished, Olivia and Elena's ornament, which I finished both of those, an ornament for myself, Dragonfly Bee, Earthly Treasures, Blue Gymnast, which I finished, Lori's Fox, which I finished, Very Old Sampler, which I'm not finished with, Curly Locks, Star Wars, which I'm finished with, and Spangled. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 if you count the Stiach Along. 18 if I count my Bent Creek. I didn't do well, guys. How many UFOs? Just the one, and that's Gravedigger, but I will eventually restart that one. I messed up so bad on that one that there was no saving it. UFOs, permanent and temporary. I don't really have any temporary. They kind of languish in my WIP pile for a while. That's what the wheel is for. That way they don't languish. Full coverage pages completed. 0. I wanted on my Starry Night to get halfway, all the way through so if I divide my Starry Night in half, I only did get all the way through half of the half, so a quarter technically. And I didn't. First and last start and finish. My first start was probably the quilt piece or either the ornaments for Elena and Olivia. My last start so far was Summer Jubilee. Yes. Started that on a retreat. However, I may start one more before the year's up. I've got 2. I want to do a New Year, New Start, which is going to be by Connie G. It's a flower thing. I'll have to show it to you. And I want to start that one. And then I also I found locally on a giveaway table at a retreat, a Prairie Moon. It's the Crypt Club. I've got somebody who wants that after me. So that's gonna get me to stitch it quicker because she wants it. Or they want it. And so there's that one. So I'm gonna have at least 2 more starts in the near future. So I don't know if I'll finish. I probably won't start one before the end of the year though, because I work until after tonight. I'm off tonight, and then I work throughout the new year. So probably the Summer Jubilee will be my last new start this year. Regrets. Purchases, starting, stopping, or not participating. I don't really have any regrets. I wish I could have gone to more retreats, but I can't say I regret not going because just life kept me from going. There wasn't anything that I just didn't go to. I went to everything I could go to. It's just some of them I couldn't go to. So I can't really list that as a regret. No regrets. Stop holding my hands. Now, a mix of questions. What did you learn this year? One of them, how to pick a frame. Does that count? I learned to pick up frames at the thrift store to repurpose them. What did you teach someone this year? I taught a friend's daughter how to stitch. Did you become real life friends with any stitchers you only knew via social media previously? So I met a lot of people at retreats, but most of them aren't close enough for me to be able to stitch with them all the time and call them real life friends. But then, I don't know, like, I talked to Belinda, and the likelihood of us meeting in person is, I don't know, we live entirely a world away, and I consider her one of my best friends, so even though we've never met in person, so that's hard for me to not call her a real life friend. And I met Miss Marlene, which I am so glad I got to meet her in person. Meant a lot to me. But I don't know when we will see each other again. So, I mean, we're friends, and we met in real life, but then we don't get to stitch all the time. I don't know. That's a hard question. However, this was written before, like, all of the retreats and all that stuff, so. Are you happy with what you accomplished this year? I was. Until I started doing the math for this video, and then I'm like, I need some more finishes. What were your goals for 2018? How do they measure up to what you accomplished? I didn't really have any goals except for Starry Night, and I didn't accomplish that, so I guess not well. Has your stitching style organization changed during the year? If so, how? If not, are there any changes, improvements you'd like to make? I want to improve my organization of my hand-dyed floss, like my color and cotton. I want to put those all together in alphabetical order. I've got my patterns a lot more organized. My husband and I, like, broke down in this room, and we really got it organized, so I'm kind of proud of my organization, actually. Did you fall victim to any FOMOs? Were there any projects that you would pass on starting if you were given the chance to go back on and do it all over? I felt FOMO, but I wasn't enabled by FOMO. Like, some of the retreats people went on, I felt FOMO. And then some of the styles people had at the beginning, I felt FOMO and wanted to start them, and then I didn't. But there's nothing in my stash that I wouldn't have started, so no. There's probably something I wish I had started instead. What did you learn about yourself through your stitching this year? Sorry, that's some brother texting me. That I have too much stuff, and that realistically I will never be able to stitch all of this stuff, but then I continue to buy. Gosh, I hope my husband's not listening to this, because I fall in love with stuff. I tell him all the time that I am preparing for a fixed income when we retire, and I have time to stitch all this stuff. I won't have to buy anything new, but we all know that my stitching style is going to change. I also tell him that I'm preparing for, like, the zombie apocalypse. Like, when there's no stores to go to, I'll have stuff to stitch. Any stitching fads that you didn't jump on the bandwagon for, but you're still considering? I don't know. Was the Hulk Hollow Halloween was 2017, wasn't it? Kind of wish I'd gotten on that bandwagon. I kind of regret not being on that one. Kind of wish I'd gone to StitchCon before it's going to be as big as it's going to be. Because it's too many people. Anyway. I don't know. This year, I haven't had a lot of regrets this year. What projects are you most looking forward to starting? I'm really looking forward to my Connie G piece that I'm going to do, my new start. I'm really looking forward to that one. I already got the fabric and colors picked out. Really excited about stitching that one. As well as the Fairy Moon, and that's because somebody else wants that chart, so. What project are you most looking forward to finishing? Oh, I cannot wait to finish Starry Night, but I know that won't happen next year. And Spangled. I'm really looking forward to finishing my brush sampler, because I know the person that's getting it is going to love it. So, that one. Do you intend to be more determined or laid back in the year of stitching in the coming year? About the same. I don't want to be more determined, because I don't want it to become work. This is a hobby for me. It's something fun. It's something I do to relax. If I make it work, then it will be work and I won't enjoy it. So, but I do hope to have less distractions during my stitchy time. You know, Facebook, Instagram, Stitch from Stash, or not Stitch from Stash, Stash and Load, you know, all those. What event are you most looking forward to participating in? Any retreats that I can go on to? All of my stitchy dates with my friends. I don't know. Event. I don't know. A lot of these questions are I don't know. Will you be participating in any sales? I'm already doing the Connie G sale, which is a 2-year sale, so yes. And then I'm sure I'll jump on some of the like Stitch Mania sales where you can work your project in, and I am already going to participate in the Semi-Sane Stitchers group, the Choose Your WIP sale. So yes, I will be doing sales. Are there any materials, stitches, techniques you'd like to try in the new year? As always, a goal to try to do a biscorning, which scares me to death, and then of course some hard anchor. Those are always my like yearnings to do, but I don't know that I'll ever do that because they intimidate me. Non-stitching. What was the best thing that happened to you this year? The best thing that happened to me this year. That's a hard one. I mean, I don't know. I've had a lot of good things happen this year. Got to spend a lot of time with my son and my hubby. I don't know the best thing. There is not one best thing. That's always so hard. Because, you know, if you name one thing and then later on you remember another, like, I can't come up with the best thing. I do hope that 2019 is better for a lot of my friends. I saw a lot of my friends have a lot of crap going this year. So I'm hoping 2019 will be better for everybody. Best thing. I don't know. Just watching my son grow up. How cheesy and corny and cliche does that sound? But that's one of them. Watching him grow up. Seeing him get excited about everything still. Which I'll get to do again next year. Until he's a teenager. And then he'll hate me. What are your resolutions for next year? Better journaling for my stitchy. Non-stitchy is I don't want to say lose weight. Because that's always a cliche thing. And then, you know, as soon as you say I'm going to lose weight, your office party, your work has candy and you end up eating it. But I want to make healthier food choices. And in the result, I'm sure that will lose some weight. And do more exercise, which in the result, I want to be healthier. But like, I mean, I went to my doctor recently. All my labs are fine, so he's not concerned at all. But I am for me, so I want to do that. Okay. And try to chill out just a little bit. I'm a little bit uptight. Just a little bit. Let's see here. Connie and my husband and my sister and Organic Granny. And probably Sam and Belinda are all shaking their heads in agreement at this point right now. That I need to just a little bit. Not worry so much. Good luck with that. So anyway, 2019 plans. I'm gonna do the Year of WIPs this year. I really enjoyed that a few years ago when I did that, and it helped me knock out some finishes. So I did Stitch from Stash, but that was only because I wanted to hurry up and Stitch from Stash. I hurried up and knocked out the finishes to justify the spending I had done. So I'm doing a Year of WIPs. I'm just gonna do the 15 projects, and I'm starting back kind of mild, and I feel like I'm cheating, but it's not, because it's the rule that if you do a sal, each month piece counts as a finish. So my first 12 will be the remaining 12 of the Connie G sals. And then the next 3 are my birth sampler for my friend, Christmas Eve for my old sal, and then Anne of Green Gables. Those are my 15. There are others that I kind of loosely want to have a goal is to be finished, and I'll tell you them as I go through, but I'm not listing them as my Year of WIPs, because the more WIPs that I list, the more I have to do to hit the halfway point, and I don't want to put too much stress on myself. I don't want to put too much pressure on it. So, okay. So some of these you just saw in my last video. I'm going to show them to you again. I will try to show you what they're going to look like if I have it in front of me. Which 2 of them I don't have them. No, I don't have them. And it's the first 2. The first one is, of course, the birth sampler. And this is where I currently am now for this, for the purpose of this WIP parade. And I don't have the finished with me. But it does say, for this child I have prayed, and the Lord has heard the something desires of my heart. So for the next video when I work, I'll show you what it will look like when it's finished. Again, I'm going to kind of chunk stuff in the floor because I don't want to my back's feeling so much better, but I don't want to overdo it. The other is my daisies in the vase, which I think I showed you what this is going to look like in my last video. And this is not one that will be finished next year. But there, that is. I love working on this piece, guys, despite the black fabric. Oh, okay. Random shooting bang. Okay, so that's 2. I'm going to try to keep up with my count and make sure I have them all. 3 is my Connie G designs. I can show you this now, all of it now, because I'm not ahead. I finished out all the borders. This is the December block that I'm working on. I wanted to get that one done before January. Not going to happen. But I've got that after I get January. Actually, this may be what I work on tonight. After I get December done, then I'll have these 12, and those will be my 12 of my year of WIP finishes. Because I want to be able to stay up to date with that, and I think that will help me. Number 4. May have just lost count last time because it does look there's 23 in here. A New Beginning by Abby Lane Designs. This was a sow with melody stitches. I don't know that she even cross stitches anymore. Like, I know last I talked to her she said she was. I don't know. I haven't talked to her in a while. I need to message her and get in touch with her again. She needs to stitch and do videos again. I see her on Facebook. I know she's doing well. I just haven't talked to her in a while. And then this is where I currently am on this one. Oops, that's the back. And this is the one I'm choosing the colors as I go. I'm trying to channel my inner Emily, and I'm picking colors as I go. I'm having fun with it. That's what's important. Sorry for the grunt. This is number 5. Going ahead to help me keep up with the counting. This is what it'll look like when it's finished. This was a sow that I jumped on the bandwagon with. I forgot about this one for 2018, and I'm glad that I did. I really like this piece. Jennifer Upton started this, and she mentioned in her or comment on my last video that she wasn't finished with it either. So that makes me feel a little better that the creator of the sow isn't finished with it. So sorry to call you out there, Jennifer, but I gotta justify myself. And this is where I currently am on it. This one could possibly, I don't know. I'm not going to say that. Probably not. This one won't be finished by 2019. 2020. What I wouldn't give to like finish every single WIP in that basket by 2019 and have a whole fresh new non-languishing WIPs for 2020. That would be amazing, but we know that's not going to happen. That was number 5. We're on to number 6. I call this Curly Locks, but I think technically it's called Curly Girl. This is my Curly Girl by Silver Creek Samplings. You saw this in the last video, so I won't spend as much time on it as I am some of the other ones. Or you should have seen it in the last video if you watch all my videos. And there this one is. Random needle. Don't know which project that was in. The Stitchy May Way. That was number 6. So on to number 7, which you saw in the last video. Fairy Schooler, Christmas Eve. This is one that I will be on my year of whips, and I want it finished. Technically, I think Curly Girl could be finished by next year too, but I'm not holding my breath. Again, not going to show it as long because you guys just recently saw it. I feel like I'm boring you guys because I've already been through this video once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've already lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're on to number 8. 8, 8, 8. I don't like to say the number 2 times. But I've already done this video. I know you didn't see it, but I feel like I'm boring you because I've already done this video. Number 8. Pumpkin Swirl. This, yeah, probably not. This is one that was gifted to me by Belinda. Everything, the entire kit. And then on another time, she gave me this bag and a matching grime guard. So this is my Belinda project. This is where I currently am. And this one won't be finished by the end of 2019. Definitely not by the end of 2018. On to number 9. 9. That is my Tree of Hope. This is what it will look like when it's finished. I tried to convince McKenna to start this one tonight. Well, not tonight, but before 2019 started. She was going through her stash on Instagram, and she has this one in her stash. I was like, you got to do this one. Number 9. This is where I currently am. This is almost on my year of whips. And it is one of my goals, but not one of my year of whip goals to finish. Because I don't really have that much. But I was afraid to list it and get it like to where I feared it, you know, put too much pressure on it. But there that one is. Number 10 is my Dragonfly Bee. So I said in either my last video or the last recording of this current video that my resolution needed to be my camera not turning off halfway through my video. I don't think that's possible. I think you can only record so much at a time. So it needs to be knowing when it turns off. And I just heard it beep and turn off for the first time ever. That's why I messed up on the last video, is I realized that it had turned off and like it had deleted half of my whips. So here I am again. I'm gonna pay attention to when it turns off. So number 10, this was gifted to me by Lori, Organic Granny, at a retreat that we went to in Marietta. It is Dragonflies, Ladybugs, and Beads. Oh my. It's by M Designs. When I looked for this on the internet, I couldn't find it. So I don't know if it's out of print or if I just couldn't find it. But here it is. This is my progress. This is stitched on Under the Sea Fabrics Buttercup Opal, 32 count. And I stitched it in the DMC conversion they provided, except for a few colors. And then I also changed out their hand dyed. But that's number 10. Okay. On to number 11. I finally heard it does beep right now. I never realized that until just then. Number 11 is on my year of whips. And this is my Anne by Soda Stitch. I don't have what it's going to look like when it's finished. All I have is the pattern. But this is where I currently am. Y'all know the Soda Stitch designs. It's got the big block in the middle and then the silver around the outside. So Connie, by the way, this needs to be a finish for next year for us because it's one of my year of whips finishes. Just to let you know. You'll have it done in like 3 months, I'm sure, with your flying needles. number 12, and apparently 13. They both came out at the same time. Number 12 is my mini mandala. This is out of the mini mandalas 2 from Chatelaine, and this is the middle mandala. So this one could technically be a Europe WIP finish as well, but I didn't add it. But I could see myself finishing this one this year. See, too many goals. Too many goals. I'm gonna have like tentative finishes for 2019 and then like year of WIP finishes. Number 12. Number 13. Is Be Thankful. This is a Imaginating Designs kit that I got. This was supposed to be a sal with Jessie Marie. We decided to sal it, and she finished it that rotation. So if she ever needs inspiration to finish a piece, just somebody sign up with a sal with her, and then she'll finish it. I'm kidding. Again, this is one that could possibly be finished in 2015, but I didn't list it because it's got a ton of backstitch. I think it has as much backstitch, if not more backstitch, than it does stitching. Now that I'm away from this horrid basket, I think I'll be okay, you know, as far as stitching it out and finishing it up. But there that is. Number 14. My old mill piece, or water mill, depending on what you want to call it. Again, this is at a college near my hometown that we visited all the time. And I looked for this pattern, and my sister found it at the thrift store, and I love it, but it's very intricate. The all the rock work on the building and all the back stitch on the building. But once you get that done, the other's easy. It's just like the trees don't have back stitch on them, and the grass does it. It's just that building on the rocks to make the rocks stand out as rocks. But there that one is. That was 14. On to 15. I've got 23. 15 is my Thankful Quaker by Bent Creek. This is another one that if I really worked on, I could finish by 2020, but it's not on my year of WIPs. I've got some mistakes somewhere in this piece, in this corner. I've got to figure out where I messed up and see if it messed it all up, and then you know, go from there. But I haven't touched it. It's been on a self-imparted timeout, just because I'm kind of, why is that? I mess up the piece and I get mad at it, so I put it in timeout. Or does it put me in timeout? Which one? But there that is. Number 15. Number 16. Dreaded Starry Night. So, I put, for my Choose Your WIP for the first week in January, I put the Water Wheel and Starry Night on it. This is where I am. My goal for this year was to finish this section out. It was going to go down to here and then up to about here. And I'm just shy of it. I almost made it. But as you can see, because I finished half of it, and then that's half of half. What I wouldn't give to finish this next year, but we know that's not going to happen. I will probably finish this the year my son graduates college. Did I hold that up long enough? Let me hold it up a little longer just to make sure. So I put it on my Choose My WIP for the first week in January, and the way that works is you get to stitch. You're supposed to try to stitch. You post 2 to 3 pieces a week. They vote on the piece you're going to stitch on, and you try to do 500 stitches on that piece. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to focus on choose my WIP piece every day. Try to get at least 100 stitches per day. And if I get that much, then I will spin my wheel of WIPs and go from there. I'm doing this for sure in January. I don't know how many months they're doing that, but I thought I would try that for January, something new. It's number 16. 17. This is my least favorite WIP. Can I change my answer? Mickey Mouse Viginette. This is my least favorite WIP. This would probably be a temporary UFO as well. I cringe every time it comes up on the wheel. But I love the finished piece. I just don't like the stitching of it. That is where I currently am, guys. This is small. It should not be causing me this much anguish to stitch this piece. But it does. Part of it is my organization. There's no way to organize all these colors in a space-saving manner. So I have like bundle 1, 2, and 3 in a bag, and then I choose a color from those bundles, and me. It was number 17. No. Yes, 17. Yeah. 18. My favorite WIP. That was an interesting order. Spangled by the Long Dog Samplers. This is a Sal with Belinda and Sammy J and I. That is the front. This is where I currently am. Folding. Guys, I cannot brag enough on this piece. I absolutely love stitching this. Every time I pick it up, it's fun. It's on 36 count, and I'm actually enjoying the 36 count. I love the colors. I just love this piece. This is one of my favorite pieces right now. Number 19. This one is my Salad Connie that I only work with when I'm with her. I didn't list this one as a Year of WIPs piece because I didn't want to make her finish with her pieces without asking her permission first. I'm already making her finish Anne, so. And then this is where I currently am. I love this fabric, guys. It's Live and Gray, I think, by LJ Fabrics. I love his fabrics. Some of them are a little, I tend to go for more of a tonal fabric. Like this one's got the purples. And I like the blues and the gray. Like I'm fine whenever it's tonals of a fabric. Some of his have more of like the red, blue, and pink, or the yellow, green, and blue, and they're beautiful, beautiful pieces. But I don't want to stitch on those because I feel like those are pieces in themselves. Like Under the Sea has a piece called Colorist. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It is a beautiful piece of fabric, but I wouldn't stitch on it. A lot of his, need to rephrase, by the time that I get to the sales, because I work weekends and most of his sales go live on the weekends, the ones that are left are the brighter ones that I just don't tend to stitch on. He says he's going to get some more tonals, from what I understand, and I am excited. My husband's probably not, because I'll be buying more fabric from him, but I love his fabric though. I love the way the fabric feels too. It's not too soft, but they're not too firm, stiff either. And again, this is one that I converted to my own color and cotton. You can ask Kelly and Connie about that fun. Our entire Stitchy Day was devoted to me picking these colors. This was 19. Yep, I have 23. I was worried about that earlier. I couldn't figure out what they all meant. This is my Lady of the Flag. I don't have a picture of what this will be finished because I'm doing the conversion. You guys know what Lady of the Flag looks like though. It'll look like Lady of the Flag but in green. This is where I currently am on that one. Well, my goodness. I cannot believe Jessie Marie started this and finished this in the same year. Amazed. But there's my meager progress. Did I hold it still long enough? Let me, just to make sure. I'm trying to be better about that. I realized in that video that I wasn't holding still long enough. And I'll probably make you guys seasick and bouncing around. And I try to look at it when I show it to you, even though I already know what it looks like. Why is that? I don't need to see it. You guys are the ones that need to see it. This is number 20. This is number 21. This is Dragonfly Fairy by Joan Elliott. This is another one. This is my third one that I put in my Choose My WIP lineup. This is a Sal with Belinda. 2 Sals with Belinda. 2 with Connie too. And that one is. And this fabric is half of a piece of Silk Weaver's, I think, Mountain Mist. I realized that I had enough that I could stitch a Dragonfly that I want to stitch on it, and then that one. Just 21, 22. You guys have seen this one recently. It is my Dimensions Christmas Advent that I think I've changed, and I'm only going to stitch the top part, which means that I'm a quarter of the way through. Not even half, maybe a quarter. And this is where I currently am on this one. This is number 22. Oh yeah, I was like, where's my Earthly Treasures? That's my number 23. And last and certainly not least, and one that could probably be finished next year for my personal goal, but not for a Year of WIP's goal, is my very modified Earthly Treasures. I love this fabric. It is some of the R&R of Creations fabric, reproductions rather fabric, and you can't find their fabric anymore because it's all out of print or out of manufacturer. Leave it to me. I always leave a needle on my project, and I always fall in love with out of print stuff or unavailable stuff. Falling in love with unavailable things. Teenage years. And that is the bottom of my WIP barrel. So there we go. That is it. There's my WIP parade, my tentative plans for 2019, mainly the Year of WIPs challenge. I don't know about all the starts and finish, you know. That's all kind of flying by the seat of my pants. Because that's one of my resolutions, is to relax and not have plans for everything. So I'll start with my stitching. But guys, have a very happy new year. Thanks for watching, and as always guys, happy stitching, and I'll see you next year.